Well, I'm here on the Tuesday, the 22nd of February. Is it palindrome? Is that the right word? Or this number thing where everyone's 222, 022, or whatever? Folks are having fun with that. In these perilous times, I guess it does make sense to try to be as distracted or have as much fun as possible. Excuse me for being me, but I'm me and I'm here and I'm sitting here talking to you from my home. I'm not in a studio anywhere. No one is paying me. I just get up out of my bed and make coffee and come in here and make a video. So don't try to direct my traffic. Catch me? Okay? Don't take much. It's a reflection of the world to me. Some of the stuff that people come trying to put on your doorstep. So what brings me here today, because I was thinking I wouldn't bother. Well, two things. I wake up and it snowed last night. Yesterday, 2 days ago, it was 60. I get out and my car is covered in snow. So, and then the latest casualty from the rock pantheon is Gary Brooker of Procol Harum. I get up and see obit from the band saying that he's passed away. I didn't read it all, but I'll mention them. I have a few of the records. I don't have all of them or even the main ones. I have a lot of records, and I just they're the sort of band that you see their records. You see their records in the charity shops and the used bins forever, starting with this one, Procol Harum. And this is a significant release in rock music. When you look at the history and the trajectory, Chuck Berry, Little Richard, Bill Haley, and all that, and then Elvis Presley, and then the Beatles. Well, even before the Beatles, stuff like the Beach Boys and garage rock, and then the Beatles with the British invasion and all that. And this was a big part of that, to my experience as a person, as a kid. Whiter Shade of Pale was based on a classical piece, but the way it was presented was just so unusual to what was on the radio at the time. It really stood out. I still love the song and got a few copies. But in fact, the first record I ever bought by Procol Harum was when I was a teenager. 1973 was the year. My graduation year of high school. It was when this came out. And I bought it brand new, Grand Hotel. This is not my original copy. I'm glad I replaced it. I really like this album. And when it came out, it took to side two for it to get me. Because I wasn't interested in this whole Grand Hotel idea that they were presenting us with, Fires Which Burn Brightly and Bringing Home the Bacon are the two songs in here that I just fell in love with. Great progressive rock music and a very distinct voice. I don't have two of their biggest known albums. Shine On Brightly, I never have come across a copy when I had the money to get it. So I don't have that, or Broken Barricades. I'd like to have both. But I do have the live album, and like I said, some of these I have because they were easy to find for $1. Something Magic, which is actually a good album. This is. You know how bands, as they go on, they try to revive their original spirit. This one, it does a pretty good job of it. It's a good progressive rock album. Just a good album over there, period. Home. You know the band, you know this album. And two more. Exotic Birds and Fruit one that I see a lot used, and ninth. I'll probably play a little bit of that stuff since I haven't in a while. Interesting to hear from folks yesterday about my hosts. I do also have the single Francis the Mute. People were asking me what I thought about this, and I don't have the whole album, but I haven't played this in a while, so I need to revisit this. They are a rather strange band that, they do throw a lot at you. And I can forget, what exactly I heard, except I know I like it. I know I'm most familiar with their first album, Deloused in the Comatorium, whatever that means. This is an original copy. This is a real collectible now, apparently. The silver original. I got it used years ago for $15, and so part of what I plan to do today, besides dealing with a little bit of snow, because it is a store day for me, I have to go to the store, is to refamiliarize myself with Francis the Mute by the Mars Volta. Last night I played some Sand, this German band from the 70s. They have this album Gollum. This is not an original. This is another one of those records, if you can find the original, they are very, very collectible and expensive. For good reason. This is truly cosmic rock and roll. It's just stoned, but not stupidly stoned. It's like Journeyers. Kind of like when I think about the band Sleep, with the album Dope Smoker, and in general, their attitude about pot, which is real positive. I like pot too. This is real stony. So I played that. I also played this one. I haven't played all of them, but I pulled them to show because the covers are so cool. Desert Navigation. I played this one last night and posted the cover. Some folks were remarking at the artwork. I believe this artwork is by the guy from Nurse with Wound. I think. No, Babs Santini. Well, there's some kind of relationship, Babs Santini. When I hear that name, I think of Nurse with Wound. There's some kind of connection. Great artwork, tripped out albums, really good. I also have this one, Sylph Ballet. These were all reissued or newly issued. I just have the black vinyl version. Some of these came out in some really cool colored vinyl editions. I didn't get any of those. But these are well worth, if you're into space rock. All of these are good. His First Steps. All these, aren't those covers awesome? And they do, they're appropriate for the sounds on these records. And I have one more. North Atlantic Raven. Some cool shit. So, I'm just going to continue to hope for peace. There's nothing I can do. I am determined to not fall into what is already happening with most dumbass people. Is people are pointing fingers and blame placing. It's his fault. It's his fault. Like that helps. Like it's gonna like it matters, really. This shit just needs to stop. War is so senseless. And trying to say, well, it's his fault or it's their fault. Whenever we look at history, it's always obfuscated and full of lies, so we never know the truth. All the horrible realities of World War I and II and all that shit that came out after the fact, all the lies, all the financing from behind the scenes, same people financing both sides of the war. And I'm supposed to go along with the rest of most dumb motherfuckers, thinking that somehow somebody is on the right side and somebody's on the wrong side. We just are always getting played like a bunch of assholes, like, rooks. Is that what they call them in chess? The lowest players that are just fodder. And they have the nerve to call the Russian troops peacekeepers. Nobody's peacekeeping in war. What bullshit.